Hey everyone, today we're diving into a really incredible transformation. This isn't just about new technology, it's about rethinking the entire purpose of a nation. We're going to look at this huge leap from a traditional civil service to what's being called cognitive stewardship, and we're using Saudi Arabia as our case study.
So, we've all heard the term digital government, right? It usually makes you think of online services, faster paperwork, more data, and look, that's all great stuff. But the source material for this explainer asks a much, much bigger question. Once everything is digitized, then what? Where's all of this technology actually taking us?
And the answer, it turns out, is a pretty profound shift in how we think about government itself. The goal isn't just to be efficient anymore, it's to be wise. It's about building a government that is cognitive, something that can actually think, learn, and maybe even anticipate the future. It's a wild concept, and it's taking shape as we speak.
Okay, so to really understand this leap, we have to look back at the journey that made it possible in the first place. This didn't just happen out of the blue. It's the result of a massive, years-long transformation. And the big headline here? The era of just trying to play catch-up is officially over.
This timeline really maps out just how fast this change has happened. You start at time 1, the traditional paper-pushing, siloed government. Then, Vision 2030 kicks everything into high gear, launching time 2, a huge push for digital excellence. That's when services went online and decisions started being driven by data. But time 3, cognitive governance, that's where things start to feel like sci-fi. We're talking about building institutions that literally have a memory, that learn from every single thing they do and get smarter over time.
And this is really the turning point. The entire focus shifted. For years, the name of the game was to adopt the best practices from around the world. But during this intense push for modernization, the kingdom built up so much capability in tech, in data, in talent, that it didn't just meet the international benchmark, it started setting a brand new one.
And that, right there, leads to this really powerful moment of truth. When you're no longer looking over your shoulder to see what everyone else is doing, how do you figure out your own path forward? Once you've won the race to catch up, you're forced to ask a completely different and much harder question. What does it actually mean to lead?
Well, the answer to that question seems to be this. You pioneer a new model altogether. You stop just improving on the old way of doing things, and you start inventing the next way.
I mean, think about it. How often do we really see a true global first anymore? It's pretty rare. But the argument here is that by lining up its national data strategy, its secure cloud systems, and its AI rules, the kingdom has created this unique, historic window of opportunity, a chance to build the world's first real cognitive government at a national scale.
Okay, so we've been throwing this term around a lot, so let's just cut to the chase. It's a big idea, right? But what does it actually look like in the real world? What does a government that thinks actually do?
Here's the core of it. It's a system where every single action, every policy, every decision feeds back into this constant loop of improvement. And here's the key distinction. This isn't about having the fanciest dashboard showing you a million charts. It's about generating deep, real understanding from all that data. It's the difference between seeing the numbers and actually hearing the story they're trying to tell you.
All right, so that's the theory. Sounds amazing. But how in the world do you make an entire government learn? Let's take a look at how this is actually being put into practice.
The proof is a platform called Jasur, and this isn't just another piece of software. It's described as a living digital twin of the government itself, all powered by AI. So imagine a real-time dynamic mirror of the entire state, all its goals, its projects, its performance, all connected and updated instantly. So how does it actually work? First, it links everything together, from the highest level national strategy all the way down to a single project. Second, and this is the absolute game changer, it allows leaders to simulate the impact of a decision before they make it. So, for instance, they can model the ripple effects of a new policy on the economy, on traffic, whatever. Third, it connects those insights directly to the people who need to act on them. And finally, every single one of these interactions builds on a shared memory, making the whole system smarter and smarter over time. And I just want to be super clear about what this is. The source really hammers this home. Jasur isn't some small experiment or just another analytics tool. This is a foundational, thinking framework that's already working across ministries and sectors. It's the real deal.
But look, a tool this powerful isn't just about the technology. It's built to serve a new, much deeper purpose. And that represents a huge shift in the nation's whole mission, moving from just proving what you can do to making a real contribution to the world.
You can see that shift laid out perfectly here. The old mission, the one that powered that initial transformation, was about national pride. It was about proving capability and catching up to the rest of the world. But once that was done, a new mission started to emerge: stewardship. It's not about competition anymore, it's about contribution. The goal now is to try and advance humanity by pioneering a better way for everyone.
This quote from the source just nails that feeling of stewardship. The focus isn't just on national success anymore. It's on creating something bigger, a coherent, intelligent system that can be a model for others, a system that helps move us all forward.
And this is the mic drop moment of the whole idea. For decades, the ultimate scorecard for a nation's success has been GDP, just pure economic output. This suggests a totally new metric: coherence. How well do all the pieces of a nation actually work together? How smart, how ethical, how adaptive is the system as a whole? In a world this complex, coherence might just be the ultimate competitive edge.
So let's just quickly recap the big points. First, the kingdom's incredible evolution has set the stage for a new kind of leadership. Second, it's now facing a rare, historic chance to pioneer cognitive government for the world. This whole leap is being driven by a new purpose, a shift from national pride to global stewardship. And the Jasur platform proves this isn't just a theory, it's actually happening. And finally, the new way to win might not be about GDP, but about coherence.
And that leaves us with one final big idea to think about. We've just looked at a model where an entire nation is designed to be a learning entity, constantly getting better and smarter. So if that's possible for one country, what could that mean for tackling the biggest problems that we all face together on a global scale? What could a more coherent world really achieve? Definitely something to chew on. Thanks for tuning in.